Thank you for joining us. My name is Alan Boyer. I'm with A&A Technology Partner. We're going to walk through the integration steps for OpenID Connect, the features between Symantec Identity Manager and Symantec VIP Auth Hub. This will provide step-up authentication to the Symantec Identity Manager solution. You'll see in the online documentation that I'm showing here, there are a series of steps going through the IAM Management Console that do talk about how to integrate. We'll walk through those steps and add in additional knowledge where needed. Within the online documentation for VIP Auth Hub, we leverage the admin console to integrate an application and with a policy and rules to provide the step-up authentication. Let's go into the IAM Management Console to review this. So under the IAM application, you'll select your environment. You'll come into the pages here. Before we leave this page, let's update our base URL. You'll see right now out of the box, typically you will have the non-secure link, but just make sure everything's secure. So I'm just going to grab that link. And we're going to paste it right there. And so if we walk through, we should see the fully qualified domain name, HTTPS. Oh, I got 2 slashes there. Let's take one out. IAM/IM. Let's click Save and restart the environment when asked, and we should still see it running. Drill into the advanced settings and then user console. And at the bottom of the screen, you'll see authentication properties. We're going to select the various choices here. We're going to select OpenID Connect and then click on module properties. Module properties will have a series of boxes to fill, but this can be fairly straightforward to do. We'll walk through that process. Leave this page open and log into the admin console of VIP Auth Hub. You can see I'm on the latest release, 2.2.1, 1009. We're going to create a brand new application. So let's go add an application for the IAM. It is a web app. We're just going to call it IAM. And you'll see a series of the fields have been populated. Some of the important information is the client ID and client secret for the credentials. The redirect URL is sometimes called the callback. We want to change that. And luckily for us, that URL is simply the IME URL with a string of callback to it. So you can see the fully qualified name, IAM, the identity environment, IME, and then the string callback. Scroll down further. We're going to change, we won't change grant type or client type. A lot of operations, we'll leave those the same. For the scopes, we'll add in profile and email, and the remaining sections we'll leave as is. So I've only added 2 objects or 2 changes from default. That was the scopes and the callback URL. Let's click Save Application. Now we're going to add a policy that'll attach to that application. So authentication policies, click Add. IAM step up auth policy is a good name for that. We're going to select an application. We want to apply it to all. So we're going to select our application. And we would need a rule for this. Let's add a rule. IAM step auth rule. This will make it easy to follow within the logs. And we need a condition for our rule. We have various filters we can leverage. We're going to click just users. And I'm going to select the identity store that I want to leverage. I can collect in another lab. We could set up the IAM directory. I'm just going to select the one that is already included within the VIP Auth Hub. Click all. We'll select all users. Click next. Allow defaults, allow access, whether we're going to re-authenticate every single time. If we want multi-factor there. So click next. And we do want them to use a password for the primary authentication. And then for step up, we're going to go with anything else. We could have them do the password again, but it doesn't really make much sense from a defense in depth approach. We can have additional authentications if we think this is really high security and different selections that they would have to go through. But for this lab, we just need to do two-factor. The summary page of what we made adjustments to, click Done. Scroll to the bottom, click Save, and before you leave this page, in the slide bar, turn it to On. So now this policy is completely active. Before we leave this admin console, go over here to the gear icon, click Integration Setup. You're going to see this wonderful URL called Discover URL. Let's do copy. And we're going to take that back over here and paste it into this edit bar. And what this will do for us, it will pre-filled without any possible fat fingering all the URLs that we need. Now the only thing we're missing is client ID and client secret. We can go back over here to Admin Console, click on the application we created, and we can just hit copy. So 907, paste that in. Go back over here and click client secret, copy that one. Excellent. Now we have to set up some mapping here. So we're going to select the user attribute within the IAM is %user_ID, which is fairly default for the IAM application. For the requested scopes, we selected OpenID, profile, and email. On the application side, let's just scroll down and just see it again. OpenID, profile, email. We're just going to type that in over here. OpenID, profile, email. Identify identity location. We're going to leave it as default identity token. The claim. This is a fairly standard string of what's being searched, and we'll show how to actually look for it. But it is just user_login ID. So now we have this all filled out. We are using Let's Encrypt certs, so we don't have to worry about ignore the SSL certificate. I'm going to click Save over here, the lower right. I want to make sure that the OpenID Connect is selected. I'm going to click Save again. So I did 2 saves, then I'll allow the restart. Now taken back to the primary IME properties page, we can see the IME is still running. Let's go back in Advanced Settings under User Console. And on this page here, you'll see a button called Test Authentication Module. That'll open up the IAM User Console. So right now we're in the Management Console. We're going to open up the User Console and we'll authenticate as a user. What you'll see happen on the screen is it'll open up the standard IAM URI to sign in. Then this will kick in and redirect it to VIP Auth Hub, where we'll sign in and then be signing in with a password as our first factor, and then second factor we'll be able to choose. So let's do this. The page opened up, the URL switched fairly rapidly, and I am going to hit the F12 button just so you can see the flow as it occurs. I'm going to log in with IAM admin, which is the primary administrator ID for the IAM application, and we're going to force step-up authentication to this COTS solution. We have a choice of everything we selected. We'll just do the standard SMS for right now. I will receive a token to the phone number that's there. And I just got it for 2665. Click Sign In. And now I have two-factor authentication to the primary identity manager's admin account, which didn't have it before. So this is a great way to add that authentication. If we want to see the data flow, we can open up Elasticsearch with Kibana. Let me do a refresh. And this is tied into the Kubernetes cluster to see the entire flow, so we can actually see as it occurred. So we can see when we create the application. You can see when we signed in. You can see when we signed in with IAM admin. what our risk score is, where it's pulling the information, and then when it actually sends us the SMS token and allows us to authenticate. Let's log out of the IAM application just to show it again. Sign out. If I hover over that URL, you can see at the bottom, it does show the application there. Click log in. It redirects us back to VIP Auth Hub. And we get another SMS. And again, we could change this to a phone call or any other option that we allow to be configured. If we have the custom mobile app, we can have that set up. If we've got biometrics on our laptop, we can leverage that. Besides, and if we've got a IVR system that'll talk to you, you can leverage that one too. So let's just do the code again. And we're authenticated. That was the demonstration in the lab. Thank you very much.